Hey Aries, this is your general tarot reading for Aries, Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of August. Aries, dust yourself down and get your glam on, because this could be a real month where you are shining. You're standing out and giving off this fabulous glow that I think a lot of people are going to pay a lot of attention to. It could be a month where you prove to be very popular when you get out there and push something, a talent, a skill, even yourself. Push it out there, Aries. And I think this is the month where you could get rewarded for that. And you're saying, why? What's going on? It's not my birthday, is it? No, it's not your birthday, but it is your fellow fire sign's birthday, Leo. And being the generous souls that they are, they decided to give you a gift. They're lighting up your 5th house. You've got the Sun in there as we enter the month, Venus in there, August 1st, the new moon in there. August 11th, Mercury in Leo in there in the 5th house. So it's all about the 5th house being lit up. So much energy going in now for you to step out and be an individual. And more than that, for you to get energy back into your life. Maybe after last month, all the eclipses, everything that's been going on, Aries, there could have been a real slump moment where you could have been very stuck in heavy emotions, trying to figure out heavy things and kind of feeling like you're stuck in the mud a little bit. Well, now it changes. Now you've got all this energy starting to build inside of you, and it's like, let's go. What can I do? Where can I get started? I've got my power back, and I've got my passion and enthusiasm for my life back again. So that's really nice for you, Aries. And again, even to bring that further, so you've got passion and enthusiasm again in your life this month. What are you going to do with it? And that's the big question for you this month. What are you going to create? In relationships, in your work, in your friendships, in whatever it is you're creating, it's no more waiting. Start creating, Aries. It's like, fetch me my magic wand, stand back. I'm going to create magic here. So it's very, very key for you this month to be in that space and to use it, Aries. Use it. So how can you use it? Well, firstly, if you're doing a project, finish it up and put extra amounts of creativity in it and push it out there. Because by the time around August 14th, 15th comes, there's the full moon in Aquarius in your 11th house, where a lot of people could come and give you the support that you need. Friends, teams in work, social media, sports teams, large groups could look at what you're doing, what you've created, and just say, we love it. You get our seal of approval. But more than that too, as I was going in there, Aries, I also felt that this is a month that when you somewhat stand up for yourself, stand up for what you want to do in your life, stand up for positive things in your life, positive relationships, positive directions, positive moves in your life, with a good sense of, I'm doing this from a more positive space. Positive. I know I keep saying that, but that's the vibe. If you run with that this month, it will be your magic to make anything happen for you. I see after the full moon in the second half of the month, everything then moves and shifts. Mars, Venus, the Sun, Mercury, and a second new moon this month, by the way, on August 30th. They go into your 6th house of rolling up your sleeves and getting to work. So here's what I believe it could play out for you this month, Aries. You have a creative idea. You want to promote yourself to get seen by the right people. You have a skill or a talent that maybe you might want to start teaching now with Jupiter going direct in Sagittarius in the 9th house. It's like, I'm not going to doubt any of my skills, talents, abilities anymore. I'm not going to say anymore, well, I don't know enough about this. I don't know, I'm not as good. Because that's all bullshit now, Aries. You have to stand up and say, being afraid to make big magic moves in my life gets me nowhere. You know, and the more fear I put into making these moves gets me what? More of nothing. And there's an infinite supply of nothing if you keep digging that old ground that's not working for you. What you want now is an endless supply of something creative in your life that you make happen. So The vibe here is that I feel you're going to have a lot of good people around you this month. So it could be you going to events, parties, launches, anything like that where there's a large group of people, even for some of you, graduations. Maybe it's not even yours, it could be somebody else's. There's a feeling of you go there and you feel a great vibe of the people that are there, a great sense of encouragement. They're cheering you on, they're insulating you against the negative and encouraging you to keep moving forward with the positive. So whatever you've got in your mind now, Aries, wanting to do something, and that can be anything, but it's something you're very passionate about. No more fear, and trust that it feels to me that there are good people coming your way this month who do push you onwards and surprise you, I feel, with the care that they have for you. And they may even be a group of people that you don't know very well. And they might just come in and really give you the type of encouragement that you might not have gotten even from your own family or friends. And that's just giving you more. It's really sweet, Aries, I have to say. That's your first card that came out. So, into a few details. You've got Venus in Leo in the 5th house. This could be a month. Venus wants new love in the 5th house, that's for sure. She wants romance. She wants to be going out there and kind of looking good and not like a wallflower, getting out there and showing herself off a bit and attracting people, attracting good vibes. I just keep feeling that, Aries, for you. It's like, just do whatever it takes to keep bringing those good vibes to you, because it's like topping you up. It's what you need right now. So look the part, dress the part, root out the clothes that you wouldn't usually wear day to day and wear them into the office, wear them going out somewhere. Even going to the supermarket and you only throw on jeans or whatever, put a bit of effort in. There is something about this month, whereas if you put a little bit of something into it, you'll get a whole lot out of it, you know. So Venus wants new love, and for the couples she wants a lot of romance. Now Venus in the 5th house in Leo, it's like she just doesn't want anything. She wants to spend her money on luxury things too. So if you're making romance happen again in an existing relationship, it could be about spending a few extra coin to go somewhere a bit special, to go somewhere that's not your usual sort, where there's a bit of luxury or a bit of glam or a bit of vibe to it that's kind of up a grade, do you know what I mean? And it could be very sweet for you, Aries. And the same thing if you're single and you're going to all the usual clubs, whatever, go up a gear, go to a really nice place, you know, and even if you're on a budget, say, okay, if I go there I can only afford to have one glass of wine, that's it, but still go. Because there is something about that, Aries. Up your game and create this newer, more exciting life for you. And you know, I'm saying up your game and go to posh places, and it's not just about that. Doing that is just to elevate your confidence a little bit. And whatever that means to you, Aries, however you do that, put the effort in to exuding that confidence, because the payback is going to be big for you if you do that. Exude confidence and create something positive in your life. Let me see, what other things are going on? So we have the new moon in Leo right at the start of the month. Again, it's the same thing that we're covering, Aries. It's like create. Do whatever it takes to bring in more positive things into your life, and how you do that is by you stepping out of the crowd, you being an individual, you waving that magic wand and saying, I'm not going to tolerate anything less than the best from now on. If my relationship isn't up to scratch, then let's see if I can get it up to scratch. And if I can't get it up to scratch, well, let's see if I can do a little bit better here, okay? The same with your career, with everything. It's like not settling for second best anymore, and certainly not going backwards anymore. And this is a great card because this is Mars in Leo, and Mars is in Leo as we enter the month. Mars is your ruler, and this is Leo season. And it's saying you've got to start standing away from the crowd. People who might be saying to you, oh, you're doing wrong, get back and do what everybody else is doing. Don't stand out. Don't be an individual. Don't express yourself. Don't have an opinion. Don't think. Don't act. Don't blah, 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 blah. And you're saying, I have every right to defend myself against people or situations who've been trying to hold me back. I am rising above them. And you know what always happens, Aries, when we kind of move up a little bit in our lives? People come at us. They come at us because if you move on and do well in your life and get creative, maybe find a new love or do something passionate in your life, it makes other people uncomfortable because it means if you can do it, then they'll be forced to have to do it too. So don't worry about other people. Don't worry about what anybody else is saying. This is a card of you make your decision, you stick to it, and you fight for it, whatever that may be. Now, the 7 is always a very Venus card, and Venus is also in Leo this month. Stand up for what you now perceive as being good relationships, business relationships, friendships, love relationships. Don't settle for anything less than what you feel is the best, because when you don't get what you feel is the best, Aries, it will hurt you. It will hurt. Sure, if you're in a relationship, you can't always force a person to do the things that you want to do. But what you can do, Aries, is you can have a set of standards that you defend and a set of expectations maybe that are reasonable, that can be put in place and say, this is the new way it is. This is how it should be, and I feel I'm justified in defending that I deserve that. So that's very strong. Very, very strong. I'm tuning into the energy here, Aries. I feel a lot of activity for you. A lot going on, a lot of movement between you and friends, you and people, you and maybe groups of family, groups getting together, lots of get-togethers, lots of activity. And I feel that this is kind of a month where you're going from one place to another, one event to another event, to another place, maybe a vacation here, doing something with children, also 5th house, very much so to do with children. But there's a lot going on. But instead of making you tired, it does exactly the opposite. It kind of gets the wheels turning again. And I keep hearing this for you. I feel energized and I'm not going backwards. I am not going backwards. I am not falling into that slump again. I needed this fresh energy, this fire to be back in me again. I also feel for some of you that certain people might appear in your life. Now, they may not be good friends or this or that, just people that you might run into at a party, people that you might run into at some event or on a night out or whatever. There's just good vibes coming off other people, and it kind of makes you feel like, oh, people aren't actually that bad after all. I don't know what, that's something that came in there. Maybe you'd grown very disillusioned with people, you know, people not being supportive of you. But people they're stepping forward and supporting you this month, Aries. I really feel it. And even strangers, that's the weirdest thing here. Strangers coming up to you and paying you compliments and saying really sweet things to you that really knock you back, that really, like you're on the train, the bus, or you're going into work or something, and somebody might do something really nice, offer you their seat, or it's like the kindness of strangers melts something in you or frees something in a kind of heart that had been a little bit heavy, you know, and you feel very connected again to your environment. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. It's like, you know, when you're going to work or whatever, you stick the earphones in and it's like, let's go from A to B and not deal with anything in between. But this month, it's like the world is stepping into your life and people are chatting to you, and it's like, no, pull out the earphones and what are you saying, talking to me? And they pay you compliments. It's sweet, Aries. I like that. I like it for you. And I would take that as a bit of a gift, to be quite honest with you. I think that I can't explain why. Maybe you'll know why. That's something that you seem to really need, and it's something that's been given to you by the cosmos. A kind of a reminder that people aren't that bad. But yet I'm going down this road too. I feel for some of you, by the time the full moon comes out, we're just waiting on 3 more cards here, Aries. By the time the full moon comes around August 14th, 15th, I feel that some of you might have to make a little bit of a decision in a group of people. That could be a team in work, it could be on social media, it could be a group of friends that you have. There's a feeling of, let's clean this up. Let's clean up this toxic atmosphere and let's get to work on making something a little bit purer, more innocent, a bit sweeter. Because as I said, the energy is moving very strongly into the 6th house for the second half of the month. And it's about putting huge amounts of effort into cleaning yourself up. That's your diet, your health, taking care of yourself in a more natural way, feeling back in touch with your physical body in some way and taking care of it. But it's also the energy of, let's tidy some shit up here within a group of friends, within something, maybe even on social media. Let's start sifting out people here to see who's giving me energy and who's not. Who is giving me positivity and who's not. If somebody by the second half of the month, if you sense in your feelings, and your feelings are never wrong, Aries, they are never wrong. If you sense in your feelings that somebody is causing more problems than offering solutions, then let your gut kind of set off that alarm bell and give them a bit of a wide berth. Anyone causing you problems or giving you problems to solve, making complications, excuse me, out of something that's unnecessary. It's like there's no need to make this so complicated. This can be just so much simpler. Find the right tools to do it. Find the right ways to do it. I can even hear some of you saying, you've made your own life complicated. There could be gossip at the second half of the month, maybe not even directed at you, but in your environment. And I hear you saying, you've created this. Clean it up yourself. You've made that happen. You've been bickering and biting behind each other's backs. Not my problem. You fix it. Might be between a couple of friends, maybe even family there. It's like, I don't want to listen to your stories anymore. Make this space cleaner, tidier. So that's very strong. That's coming in there. Aries, let me get 3 more cards. That one kind of leapt out there. Yeah, 2 more. But it's very positive. I know it sounds weird at the end there, but it's very positive. You know, I did say that you have the ability to create a whole new world. I really do believe that at the end of the month, there's some hard work and energy. It's like, get the right equipment, get myself motivated, get myself in a right headspace, get myself trusting in what I know again, get myself back in that good space, and I can make this new world happen for me. I can make money from my talents. I can get back into competing in a sport. I can get back engaged and plugged in with a world again because I'm creating it this time. So that's interesting. Okay, 1 more card, Aries. Yeah, the last one came out there. So, Aries, we've all the cards we need. So let's go over, ta-da, to your big grand overview. Now, 2 7s, 1 in a state of chaos and 1 upright. There's a solution that's coming. Now this card here, 7 of Swords, is a moon in Aquarius card. That's our full moon this month. Around the 14th, 15th was the full moon in Aquarius. And I think that's the one that's really offering you a new way out. So let's begin with this one. This is you entering the month feeling that you've been digging in all the wrong places, focusing in all the wrong places, focusing maybe on all the wrong people, certainly giving a huge amount of effort to something that's not going to happen. It's not going to pay off for you, be it a money thing, a business thing. It doesn't even have to be that. It could be something you're creating. It could even be habits that you have, physical habits. You're saying, you know, drinking like that, smoking, eating like that, this is not paying off. Nothing good is going to come from this. Nothing good is going to come from me worrying about taking a leap into promoting myself in my career. Nothing good is about me not Nothing good will come from me not exploring my talents, potentials, possibilities. Nothing good is going to come from that. It's dead ground. And it's the moment you step into the month and realise there's no point in watering dead plants. And that could be in your environment too. I have to say that with this card here, the very Aquarius card, Moon in Aquarius, something is in your environment, and mid-month you're going to say, there's the old phrase, Aries, you are where you are. Whether we like it or not, we become who we hang around with. We become where we live. We become the environment that we surround ourselves in. And you're now waking up to something, saying, I've got to clean this up. I have to change tack for a victory here. To win out in everything, I have to realise that I need to clean up something in my environment, my physical body maybe too. But Aquarius has a lot to do with forward thinking and progress. And maybe there's something you're realising that you're doing that's self-sabotaging that progress. But typical of you, Aries, very quickly, as soon as you realise it, you change it. It's like positive. And I'm not one to kind of throw that out, because over our culture at the moment, books, the internet, everything, it's like positive thinking, to the point where it's sickening. But sometimes it is the very thing we need to get ourselves motivated. And that's why I'm pushing it a little bit with you here, Aries. Okay, maybe next month you can go back and be less positive. Hopefully not. But you need this energy of trusting in yourself, trusting in your abilities, and cleaning up something in your environment. Why do I keep getting the feeling, Aries? There are people hanging around you that aren't great for you. And there's a certain comfort with them. It's like you're comfortable with them, yet you know they're not great for you. You have to step out of that comfort and start being more independent. Make your own decisions. Again, I'm getting the feeling, Aries, that you've been letting other people make decisions for you. That has to go. And you're getting the confidence now to make that happen. And Uranus is retrograding this month on August 12th in the second house. If this is to do with money, because this is quite a money card, if it is to do with money and allowing other people to make financial decisions for you, Aries, that has to stop. Because with Uranus retrograding, he's kind of saying, you've done this before, Aries. If you want progress, Uranus is progress. If you want progress, you've got to clean up here. You had lost confidence over the last, maybe even 8 years ago. You're at a totally different place. You had no confidence maybe with making decisions about your finances maybe 8 years ago. Are we really going to go back there again? You've made huge, great leaps, strides forward with making positive risks with your money, taking a chance, diving in, making clear decisions by yourself. Are we going forward or not here? Because Uranus could be really pushing you this month and reminding you of what it used to be like where you might not have been very good with money. And he's saying, start now, Aries. Get the whole atmosphere going of you making your own financial decisions and not over-listening to other people. Just make your own decisions. Sure, it's wise to get advice. Of course you need advice. But make your own decisions in the end. Always make your own decisions, because it's that thing of don't go backwards. Don't go back to where you were maybe 8 years or more ago. Don't do that. You're much stronger now. And again, another 7. Mars in Leo. Defend, defend, defend. Aries, I wonder, are some of these people family members or people that you would consider very, very close to you, even if they're not actually blood related? They could be your soul tribe. There's a feeling of, I have to separate from their opinion and make my own decisions. I love them, I trust them, they're great, but I want to do a little bit better than they do. So that's what I'm feeling there too. Family, friends, often with the best intentions, try to give us advice about career, money, love, relationships. And of course they do it because they love us. But I see you right at the beginning of the month saying, I have every right to want more. I have every right to defend what I'm doing. I have every right to clear up my environment and maybe to clear up some unfinished business maybe between you and a family member or somebody very close to you. Something needs to be said once and for all. I get the feeling here is it's like somebody has too much of an influence over you, family member or very, very close friend, too much of an influence, and you shouldn't feel one bit guilty about saying, I love you, I like your advice, we're great, blah, 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 but I'm making this decision. That's coming in very, very strong, Aries. Excuse me. Very, very strong. You have to trust. You have to trust your opinion to make some very big decision this month, even if it means going against the grain here. There's a big push. Big, big push. No, sorry about that, Aries, my camera. But here we have the Nine of Pentacles, and this is about luxury here. This is kind of a very Venus in Virgo card. And on August 21st, Venus does actually move into Virgo, into your 6th house. And I think some of you are maybe spending a few coin on either fitness, joining a gym, or your work situation, because I feel that there's something that it's almost like you're suddenly realizing, it's slowly dawning on you that you might need to have to take better care. I'm not saying anything's wrong with you, Aries, don't panic, there's nothing wrong. But it's like I need to get stronger. I need to be more positive in myself, and I need to take better care of myself, my physical body. And taking care of myself is not just about going out and getting a gym membership or buying, fitness clothes. It's about using some of my coin to do pleasurable things. Aries, that could be as simple as instead of, stopping off before work and getting a random coffee, put an extra coin in and get a really nice cup of coffee. It's like spoil yourself a little bit mid-month here, Aries, and maybe even for the whole month. And it's not about the coin. That's what I keep saying. It's not about blowing your credit card on luxury items. It's just really take care of yourself. Go slower. Focus on what needs to be done and nothing more outside of that. Don't be pulled and dragged here, Aries. I feel that it's time to really care for yourself in a really positive way, because I feel something is dawning on you. We've two cards here that can often be very Cancerian cards. We have the Moon and Cancer here. Mid-month, I wonder, is something happening here between you and a Cancer Sun, Moon or Ascendant? Something going on. Something that might be said, something that might have to be dealt with, something that knocks you off balance a little bit, Aries. Something that makes you feel like you have to grin and bear their company. You have to kind of force yourself to be happy in a situation, force yourself to pretend like you're enjoying something and you're not. You have the North Node of Destiny in Cancer in the 4th house. And again, it could be a family thing. It's like I'm not going to force myself to pretend like I'm enjoying doing something with certain people, maybe family members. I'm not enjoying it. And I feel there's a little bit of shadiness there too. A little bit of, I better not say anything. I feel a little bit of fear, Aries. I have to say that, not kind of, oh my God, I'm totally afraid, but more like, I better be polite, better say nothing. It's better to kind of keep everything civilized and above board, because this person is too much. Their moods are too much, their temper is too much, The shit that they keep bringing to my door is too much. I also get the feeling, Aries, of heavy emotional stuff. Somebody coming and their moods, it's too heavy. This is almost like somebody in your life who's very cloying, very clinging, very manipulative even. And I get the feeling that you like them, you respect them, you care for them, but it's just too much. It's too much. It's like you feel being dragged out of. That's what I get. It's like, yeah, I like you, but stop dragging out of me. Stop. Yeah. For some of you, it could be a mom, that calls you 40 times a day. It's like, stop calling me all the time. Stop checking up on me. If it's your partner, it's like, yeah, I love you, but give me space. Don't make me lose my shit here. I don't want to upset you, but you're just being too much right now. You need to give me space. And I think the difficulty is that they're coming from a good space. Family member, friend, partner, whoever this is. But it's all too strong. It's like, it's that feeling, Aries. It's like, I get what you're trying to do, but could you not do it so much? Because you're beginning to piss me off. Yeah. But towards the end of the month, I think you get a better handle on this. I think there's somebody or something, could even be your work, Aries, your client, but there's a very strong emotional heaviness coming from something. It's like, this is what's been draining you. Okay, there, I get it now. It's like you're being pointed, something, big arrows, neon signs coming down. This is it, Aries. That thing there, that has been the thing that's been draining you and you didn't even know it. That's been the thing that has stopped you from making confident decisions in your own life. That's been the thing. It's been that work thing, that commitment that you've had going on in your life. Maybe a family member, maybe somebody who you had used at one point. I don't mean used, but you had used their support as an insulation at some point, and now you just can't get the bloody hell away from them. It's like they were great when you needed them, and they gave you great nurturing, but now as you're blossoming and growing, they're not releasing. They're like, no, I need you to stay stuck. This is where I'm best. I'm best when you're wounded and broken. If you start to grow, I don't know what to do then. Okay, that came in very, very strong. That's why I'm wondering, for some of you, is it like a clingy partner, a clingy family member, maybe even a clingy mom? You don't have to fall out with them, Aries. You just have to be very, very clear. Very clear. Say, look, Moon and Libra kind of vibe. Look, I see what's going on here. I understand what's going on. I respect it. Let's have a heart-to-heart talk here. Mercury and Cancer style card. Let's talk this out. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I need to grow. I need to be able to make decisions myself. I need to be able to take risks. I need to be putting my passions here. If you're cool and calm, you can explain it in such a way, Aries, that everybody is happy. Everybody is happy. But you can't control other people's reactions. I'm going to say this, I have to be very straight with you. For some of you, if this person isn't the type of person who can see a reason that they don't have a great handle on their emotions, then for some of you, it's time to set sail and say, bon voyage. I can't do this. If you don't want to see me grow, then you're forcing me to move on my own without you. You're forcing me to put distance between us. You're forcing me to move without you. It's as simple as that. Either work with me and stop being so clingy and demanding and an emotional mess. Work with me and I'll work with you. If not, sayonara, bitch. That's it. Because one way or another, Aries, you are moving. You are going, because this is the first real energy that you've felt in a long time that feels like your kind of energy, and you're not going to waste it. You're creating that magic new world for yourself, and you are holding on to it tightly. You've been defending it, like this saying, defending your right to step into a new world. It's time to do it, Aries. Time to do it. And again, sorry if this is a long reading, but it's the thing for some of you might need to defend against certain people coming into your home. Now, I don't want you to panic. I don't mean kind of unwanted burglars. I don't mean that. I mean people that make themselves welcome into your life that shouldn't be in your life. People who come to your house maybe that you're saying, I probably don't want to invite them anymore to my home. I'm locking down shop here while I'm getting on with my new life. Aries, I get a strong feeling that there is a very intrusive presence this month that once and for all I think you're handling, you're dealing with, and you're getting rid of them. Like I said, that intrusive influence could be coming from work, the commitments you have, the responsibilities that you have, intruding on your life, intruding on your happiness. For me, it could also be a person who has very strong Cancerian energy, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in Cancer, or somebody who's a very emotional, moody, kind of would turn like that very quickly. It's time to push their energy away so that you have the right to make your own decisions without their influence, without them saying, no, don't do that, you're wrong. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Or, you know, maybe you should. That. I feel that they come at you from lots of different angles. 1 minute they can be saying, you don't do that. And the next minute they might be, let's talk, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's all manipulation, Aries. And I'm getting cross about that as I'm feeling this. This person, whoever it is very uncomfortable with you growing. They're very uncomfortable with the energy that you have this month, the attention that you're getting this month, the popularity that you have this month. And the discomfort comes because, as I said, if you grow and become something that they don't recognize, then they fear that they no longer have a role in your life. So if you want this person to stay, then you say, you do have a role in my life, but you've got to unhook here and let me do my thing. But if they are extremely clingy and only want to drag you down, as I said, bye, bye, bye. Aries, I'm going to leave it at that. I think you're going to have a fantastic month, and I love that even though there are obstacles to what's going on here, I really love that you're going to get past this and you are going to insist upon your magic happening and upon your growth and new passion for your life to start blossoming. Aries, I'm going to leave it at that, my beauty. As you know, these are the general landscapes with the general vibes. You know what to do by now. Come to the VIMEO readings for the deep insight into love, into your relationship. If you're single, what's going on in Leo season, where it's all about fifth house love magic going on? What's happening? Your career, family, friends, and anything else that we haven't touched upon here, Aries, we'll go right into it in the VIMEO reading. So it's all linked down there below. You'll see it in the description box. Come along and we'll open everything right out, my love. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to just remind you to stay positive, enjoy this new creative magic that you've going on this month, and let me be the first one that cheers you on and says, go for it, Aries, you can do it. My beautiful, I'm going to leave it at that, and as always I'm going to leave you with all my love and a great big kiss, mwah, from me to you. Until next month, my gorgeous. Bye.